What is up, guys? It is your LOL support here, and today I wanted to go into kind of something that has been a question for some people in the community, or if people haven't been asking the question, I know that it's a topic that some people definitely struggle with, and that is, with Rumble and using Rumble, how do you get off good ults, and how do you get off bad ults, and what makes a good ult, what makes a bad ult? So I wanted to compile a series of clips here and there that I got from my streams that I was doing all weekend. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of some good ults and some bad ults and what makes them good and bad. So without further ado, let's get into the first clip. So you see we're in lane right now. Hang on if it plays. Okay, here we go. So we're in lane right now. Vlad comes up to me, and you see right here, I set up my ult. Now, oh, hang on, Sony Vegas is done editing something. What are you done with? What are you done with? Alright, that's nice. Okay, so play a little bit. Okay, so now the reason that this is considered a bad ultimate is this ult doesn't accomplish anything. So the things that I tend to look for when I get good Rumble ults off is I tend to look for choke points, I tend to look for duration within the ultimate, and then I like to look at the quantity of people hitting with the ultimate. So as you can tell, the quantity of people is only going to be one person because this is a lane ult versus a team fight ult, so I don't really have to worry about that. This, however, for that Vladimir set up 0 choke point, right? Like I'm low health and he's higher health than I, and he's not looking to go away, like run away or fight me. And since we're in the open, it's kind of hard to set up a choke point. So this does not accomplish choke point. And also, we're not going to be fighting a lot in the duration. The reason being is when Vlad was right here, I launched my ult from here, which is a poor decision. What I should have done was, if I'm standing right here, Vlad's right here, I should have started the ult behind me and then thrown it this way. That way, when Vlad comes forward to fight me in this direction, I will have been spending a lot of my time within that ultimate. So instead of fighting on the corner right here, we would have been fighting in the middle right there. So this is what classifies as a bad ultimate by Rumble, or by myself. Again, no choke point, no duration fighting within my ult, and overall just not a great ultimate. So you see right there, he was easily able to just walk out of it. Okay, so this next ult right here. Again, I had no chance at killing him. This was just me getting greedy and getting overconfident with the ults and everything like that. But as you can see, again, don't have to worry about the third factor because this is going to be a lane ult. However, this does not accomplish anything. This is a terrible, terrible ultimate on my part, on my behalf. I funneled down through minions by getting minion blocked. So with me pressured against this wall and Vlad having all this free room to roam, something better for me to have done would have been to ult from this rock over to the turret, or maybe even bring it up towards the minions like this, and then ult so that this brushes the side of this turret. So it would have gone like that. And what that will accomplish is, if you know the turret range, you know that the turret range goes to about there and comes across. So what that would have done is that would have allowed me to use the funnel of the minions and fight along this outer turret ring. So it would have had me have more time to fight him out of turret range versus ulting here and letting him go into the turret range. See, I'm useless at this point because since I ulted here, he went up, there's no choke, there's no choking out there. So I can't do anything with this ultimate. Had I set it up again for the minions barely brushing across the turret, it neutralizes all the way to here of turret aggro. So that would have been a better ultimate, and he would have been forced to either stay and fight or run along the wall right here, in which case I would have had more time to damage him with Electro Harpoon or something like that. So this is an example of a bad ultimate. Didn't hit him, didn't put choke points on him, we didn't fight in my ultimate, etc, etc. So these were 2 examples of very bad lane ults. Okay, so we're gonna keep going here. This is an example of a pick-off ultimate, which is, okay, so right there I stopped his base with the Electro Harpoon, I shot one more off, and it's kind of hard to see off screen, and I would, you know, just pan over like that if I could, but I can't, so I'm gonna play this out. I ended up getting the kill, and I'm going to wait till this video gets to about right... Oh, just barely missed it. Okay. Let's see if it plays. Alright, just missed it again. Darn. Okay, there we go. So as you can see by the angle of this ultimate right here in the very corner, what I did was, let's move the tower to this spot right here, right? Pretend this is the tower. So Vlad was basing here, but after I shot him with the Electro Harpoon, I know that he came down and Jade out like that. And I wasn't 100% sure, it was a 98% like surefire thing. So all I did was, instead of ulting along the wall and allowing him, because remember, he Jade around the turret, so he's at, if I'm the turret, he's not on the side anymore, he's here. He's behind me. So had I ulted along the wall, he would have just been able to walk across. However, since I cut across like that, as you can see by the angle of my ult, I crossed over the backside, so we're going to use me as the turret again. So instead of having it here, I crossed the tower like that at a very light angle against the wall, so that even though my ult is technically not against the wall, it's pinning him against the wall and he's still taking damage. So he's coming across right here, like right along here. So he's right here, gets hit by the ultimate. If he walks this way, he's burned. If he walks this way, he's burned. If he walks this way, kind of like out this way, he's still gonna get burned for his for the remaining health that he had. So that was an example of a good ultimate in lane, just to pinch him at the tower and eventually get the kill. Okay, so this right here is an example of an ultimate that was good, because as you guys remember, when the ultimate was over here and I was on the opposite side, it pushed him towards the turret and he was able to go into his own turret. Well, this time the situation's reversed. So instead of ulting right here, like across, and making him walk downward where he leaves tower range right here, remember the tower range is around here, right? So technically he'll still be in tower range right here. So I wanted to cut off his exit through the jungle and force him to come up through the turret aggro area. It's just an increased chance of getting turret aggro, and this cuts off his exit path. That and the fact that I'm 8-0 at this point in this game was a factor that I want him to stay here and fight me. So he has to walk all the way around to leave and escape me, or he can stay here and fight with all the minions, and I assumed that he was going to do his best to take that option. However, it was not very useful. So again, we were able to choke out his exit and force him to stay within tower range so he can't auto attack me, or else he'll take a turret shot. So this is an example of a good ult. Again, choked him out, forced him into the tower area, and he has to fight me in unfavorable conditions. We didn't spend any time in my ultimate, but had he ran through here to get through the jungle, it would have torn him to shreds. But he didn't do that path, so it choked the exit path. So by not accomplishing step 1, I was able to vastly accomplish step 2 and was able to fight him. So we'll let this clip play out. As you can see, it was melted him with the flame spitter right there. Okay, so this is an example of a bad-ish ultimate. Okay, so this ultimate is a good ultimate for a team that's disengaging. However, for a team that is engaging, this is a bad ultimate. Okay, so let me explain that to you guys. So if we're chasing the enemy team down this way, right? So if we're coming in and they're trying to run away through here, what I essentially did was I neutralized this whole area of pathway, right? That's if they're trying to run away. But however, since they're trying to engage on us, they're only going to spend a limited amount of time. Remember how the third condition is how long do they have to spend fighting inside of the ultimate? Well, that's 0. If you look at where our team is and where the Leona ulted, there is 0 time spent in my ultimate when they come to fight us right here. They have to spend time walking through it. However, it's not going to be enough of a duration to make that worth it. We would have been better off, again, had I placed the ult on top of us and swept this way. That would have only stopped the ultimate to here. However, Leona and I don't know who that is. Is that Kalista? Might be Kalista. I don't know. Might be Vlad. Who knows? These two would have been in my ultimate. These two would have been able to escape easily. However, we would have been able to get 2 kills out of that versus wasting my ultimate. So Again, this ultimate's great for disengage, like a team that's trying to disengage and you're trying to catch them. However, this ultimate is not good for a team fight. Again, we're not spending any time inside of the ultimate. We're not creating any choke points by doing this. All they have to do is come out through here and fight us. So we're not creating any choke points. If I wanted to create a choke point, the better ultimate would have been from here across. So that kind of cuts a line between Leona and Champion. And it would have created that line between these two and them two, and they would have had to separate. So that's an example of a choke. If I had put the ult here and faced it this way, that's an example of spending duration inside of the ultimate fighting. But this doesn't accomplish anything, so bad ult. So as you can see, we got melted there. The Vlad ult just killed us. Okay, so right here is an example of a good ult. Okay, so as you can see there, I'm going to back that up, and I'm going to try my best to play that. Slow. Try my best to play it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Zac is getting chased out. These people are trying to engage, right? This is an example of a good ult because it not only sets up a choke off between the ally or their team, their allies, our enemies, whatever you want to call it. Not only does it create a choke point between them, but it also forces them to have to fight in this as well. So you see Zed and I are moving forward, they are moving forward. So with our move speeds, we're going to collide around here, okay? So I already see that Leona and Graves are right here. They're spending a lot of time in this ultimate because of the cross that I did, and they're going to move forward, and then they have to back out. So their back out is choked off right here because of the ultimate. So they're going to have to spend some time, and you're going to see Graves have to flash back, and even with the flashback, he's still inside of my ultimate. So this is, again, an example of a good ult because I was able to choke off the team, their team from each other. So Xin Zhao was over here. Leona had to come this way. Graves had to go up. So I successfully split them up. They had to spend time inside of the ultimate. So I was able to accomplish that as well. And overall, good ultimate. So let's let this play out. So you can see the split right there had to happen. Okay, so this is an example of a great ult for fighting. Great ult for team fights. Okay, right here. Okay, so as you can see, you can't really see the Twitch off screen. Well, I mean, you can see him right there. But he's loading up for Spray and Pray. Or Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. I don't know what his new ult's called. But he'll be able to line that skill shot up through here. Now, because the enemy team came up through the ramp, Vlad was smart and Jade out, so he didn't have to stand in that ultimate. But what I did was I started the ult about here and swept this way, because we will be fighting right here at the edge of the ramp. If you can see Thresh, he's going to come in. We have our... Who is that? It's got to be Zed. Yeah, it's definitely Zed. We have Zed right there, and Zac just finished ulting right here, and he's now retreating. So they're going to fight here. So that ult placed is going to cause them to have to fight a lot in our ultimate. Graves on the backside is not going to want to stay. He's not going to want to come forward to fight here because he's going to have to walk through the ultimate the whole way. If he comes out through here and tries to J around, by the time he gets here, everyone will be dead. So his only option right now is to flash or walk back. So I've successfully choked off their ADC from their team. So that prevented them from having their damage source within the team. Vlad is over here. Two people are here. So we get to have a good amount of fighting right here. Split off Graves and Vlad. And overall, they had to fight a long duration of my ultimate. So you see, this is a good example of a great team fighting ult because I was able to use the environment to pin the enemies to move in weird ways that I wanted them to. They didn't. So we're going to continue to play. You see Graves is walking backwards and he's just getting chunked by my ultimate. Zed right here goes ahead and ults on to whoever this is. I believe this is Leona. Xin Zhao is trapped up by Thresh, and Twitch is just teeing off on the Xin Zhao. And then Vlad is kind of off in the middle of nowhere just doing whatever. I don't know what he's doing. He can't really do much because of the position that I put him in. Oh, another video's done. Cool. Okay, so let's continue this video. As you can see, we're coming through. just melting through everybody, and Vlad ends up dying there. What is this? I want to get this away. Here we go. Okay. So this is a third example of a good team fighting ult, and let's let this play out. Okay, so as you can see right here, the reason why I ult this way is because a majority of their team, 3 or more, is exiting the Baron Pit through this way. So what I do is by laying down this line against the wall and kind of at an angle to which it's gonna straighten out before the curve. So if the curve is right here, it's gonna straighten out to here, meaning they have to walk around like that and delay their exit even longer. I just did the same thing right here. And any teammates who were leaving through here are going to have to walk all through the ultimate or come around and fight us. So what I did was I gave them an ultimatum. I pinned them to either walking through here or walking outside of the ult, but having to face me, Thresh, Zed, and Zac. So Zac's bouncing around in my ultimate right now. Thresh just put up his box right here. So you see we're forcing them to pick the best of 2 poisons, and this doesn't end up well for them. You can see they all do end up dying. Xinqiao's getting chunked by my ultimate, and then it now becomes a 3v1 on the Vladimir. 4v1 now that Twitch is here. And Graves, you see, Graves was split off from that ultimate, so again, we were able to accomplish the 3 things that we set out to do for Rumble Ultimates. Okay, so this is the last ultimate that I'm going to be going into. This one is a prime example of how to throw a good ultimate. This is the epitome of everything that we covered in our ultimates. So right here, okay, let's pause here. So it's kind of hard to see, I know, but you can kind of see on the mini map. So everyone is clumped up behind Leona, right? And you notice that it's kind of in a triangular form. With Leona, it's kind of like a diamond form, right? You can't see this on the map right now, but I could see it when I was playing. Let's see if there's a better view of it when I walk forward. Okay, perfect. So Leona was right here, right? Leona being here, Vlad was on this side, Annie was over here, and Graves was up here, but deeper into the ultimate. It was like right here, and right here, right? So they had to spend a good amount of time inside of the ultimate, and they were definitely at like very high health. However, because I was able to lay down the ultimate right here and essentially split their team and force the Leona to walk all along this ultimate, and the Vladimir as well, they were able to get dropped very quickly, regardless of the fact that we were definitely behind on that fight, and Twitch laying down his spray and pray through that whole fight, almost over top of my ultimate, led for a really good combo. You see Annie spending a lot of time, Vladimir had to spend a lot of time right there too, and then Graves was just out of position because of that. Vlad forced the flash, however we do end up picking up the kill on Vlad, and that is going to be the ace right there. So you could see that I had good positioning on that ultimate. I laid it down, I was able to force the enemy team to spend a lot of time inside of that ult, and I was able to split them up, and we were, I set up a choke point as well. So we covered all 3 things in that ultimate right there. So we had a lot of people hit as well. So we were able to cover all 3. That's what made that ultimate a good Rumble ultimate. And eventually that got us the ace, regardless of the fact that we were caught out. So we're going to watch all of these ultimates back over, like full speed, just so you can see it in real time. And you guys will be able to see this full play. I'm going to briefly just say a couple things here and there just to remind you guys. Okay, so again right here. Bad ultimate because we don't spend any time fighting in it. You see Vlad's able to just easily walk out of it, still is able to pick up the kill. Right here, bad ultimate because I cut off a choke point, but he was able to go back into turret range, and I should have cut off his turret range versus that. This one right here, pinned him against the wall by using the terrain and using my ultimate, angling it out from the turret, and we were able to pick up the kill. Right here, stopped his exit path, forced him to fight within turret range, and he ended up dying. Right here, good example of a team disengaging, catching them out, but they did not have to spend any time on my ultimate and fight, which is why they lived to tell the tale. Right here, did a good job of splitting the enemy team, and they had to spend a lot of time in the ultimate. and they were ended up splitting. Right here, an example of an ultimate. They spent a lot of time fighting inside of the ultimate. Graves had to walk backwards, and that ended up splitting him from the team. Xin Zhao had to spend a lot of time with Graves and Twitch. Right here, cutting off their exit path, laying it down so that they have no time to escape. Xin Zhao is just spending so much time inside of that ultimate. So I was able to effectively split off the Graves, and that was a successful fight. And very last, we did end up getting caught out here. However, we were able to lay down the ultimate so that we were able to get almost the whole team to stay inside of the ultimate for a long time. And we were able to split them as well. Perfect positioning, good catch. Was able to turn the fight. Alright, so that is the video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial on how to Rumble ult. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If it helped you out, make sure to leave a like down below, comment telling me what you learned, and please share this video with everybody else. It means so much that you guys have already been supporting me this much, and I'm going to continue to post very good videos for you guys, and I'm going to try and continue to stream a little more. I got finals coming up, but it's going to be okay. After the finals, over Christmas break, I'm going to stream a lot for you guys. Alright, guys. Have a good one. This has been your LOL support, and I am out of here.